Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're going to take a look at the OtterBox Reflex Series Case for the iPhone 4. This is OtterBox's newest case. They currently have 3 levels of protection for the iPhone 4. They have the Impact Series, the Commuter Series, and the Defender Series. They've now added the Reflex Series into the mix. So where exactly does this line up in, the lineup of protection that OtterBox offers? Let's check it out and find out. So the Reflex Series sells for $44.95, and it comes in 4 different color variations. It comes in black and black, which is the version I have. It comes in black and blue, black and green, and black and pink. It's a slider style case, but it's also a hybrid case that features both hard plastic as well as TPU material. The hybrid style case results in a good amount of protection when it comes to shock and impact protection, and that's really what this case is all about. So let's get into the packaging, and I'll show you exactly what's included and what the case looks like up close and personal. When you open up the case, you'll see it's a 2-piece, as I said, slider style case. We'll get to that in a second. The only other thing that's included in here is one of OtterBox's screen protection kits. This includes 1 crystal clear screen shield, a microfiber cleaning cloth, and an installation card. As far as the case goes, as I mentioned, it's a 2-piece slider style case. One thing to take note of right away, most slider style cases separate at the bottom portion of the case. This one separates right in the middle. Now I actually like that. I think it offers kind of a more symmetrical look to it for whatever reason. As I mentioned, it is a hybrid style case, although it's hard to make out on camera. The outer rim is that hardened TPU type material, where the inner rim is made up of a harder plastic. And again, this results in a case that does a really good job of absorbing both shock and impact. Now, when I first saw this case at CES this year, the person that showed it to me kind of likened this design to the crumple zones of a car. Once your iPhone is in here, it's kind of like resting in a cushion of air, and if you were to drop it, the case will kind of absorb the bulk of the impact. So let's get the case on the iPhone 4. You do have to take, very careful note when you're putting it on. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a bubbled screen shield. You kind of have to make sure everything's flat. Make sure the edges rest up over onto the glass, and then slide it on. If you do that and you're careful, you shouldn't have a problem with bubbling of the screen shield. Once you have the top piece on, simply take the bottom piece and complete the installation process just like you did with the top. Now you'll see there's like a little tongue and groove type catch on the back that locks the 2 pieces together. Once it's locked in place, it's pretty tight. There's a small, ever so small amount of movement there, but that's what kind of allows you to break the case apart when it comes to open it. It's not going to come apart unless you want it to come apart, and that's the most important thing to consider. So as far as the front goes, you do get a good amount of lay on the table design. You can see the case comes up over onto the glass. It comes together quite nicely. There's no space or anything like that in between the case itself. You can see that every once in a while my screen shield did kind of bubble up, but most of the time it was hidden underneath the lip of the case. So again, really not a problem. You just need to take careful note when you put this on, or you will end up with bubbles with your screen shield. As far as the bottom goes, there's 1 large cutout for access to the 30-pin connector, the speaker, and the main mic. This is pretty recessed. I couldn't get this to dock in any third-party docks with the case on. However, since it's a slider style case, remember, all you have to do is pop the bottom off, and then you can dock, go about your business, and then put the case back on when it's time to get up and go. On the side, the volume buttons get these nice cushy buttons over them. They give you really good feedback when you press them. You can see the very deep cutout for the vibrate switch. Really easy to access. I really like this cutout. It's nice and big, and it's no problem getting in there to get to the vibrate switch. On the top, there's another very large recessed cutout for the headset jack and secondary mic. This is going to be one of those trial and error type things. You're going to have to, kind of try your headset to see if it'll fit inside here, because this is pretty deep. It is lined with silicone, as you can see, kind of matches up with the overall design of the case. And then the sleep awake button gets a similar cover to the volume buttons. Really nice feedback when you press it. I like the feel a lot. On the back, Again, I showed you how the silicone kind of wraps around the side with the plastic in the middle. There's a really big pill-shaped cutout for the camera and the flash. Therefore, there's no issues with any sort of bouncing back of the flash at all when you take pictures. And then, of course, you have the OtterBox logo down there in the bottom. Kind of subtle, though, with that embossed look. So as far as the overall fit and feel of the case, again, it feels quite nice in your hand. The silicone around the edge offers a nice amount of grip when it's in your hand. There isn't any sort of movement in here. It's a nice tight fit. You can't slide the iPhone around. Getting the case on and off is quite easy. As I mentioned, when you want to separate it, that bottom piece pulls off quite nicely and then goes and snaps back together as well. So the OtterBox Reflex Series should be available for ordering any day now. Again, directly from the OtterBox website, available in 4 different colors for $44.95. Check the link in the video description where you can learn more about this case. If you have any questions about it, feel free to drop me a line. Otherwise, you have a great day.